हाँ हाँ
So we welcome the immediate past president of ICAI, C. Aniket Talati sir, to the National CA Student Conference 2024, Ahmedabad, Yantra Manas. A big round of applause for Aniket Talati sir. तालियां रुकनी नहीं चाहिए. Thank you so much sir for your presence. Sir.
Aniket sir and our BOS chairman is also there. Sir, this Vikasa conference we have planned approximately 18 days before, and we have announced and we got the permission from the chairman sir with the efforts of our local CCM president Purushottam Khandelwal sir, and within a short time span of a week we crossed 1100 students, and due to the efforts of Purushottam sir and the permission from the immediate past president, we changed the venue from Sardar Patel Smarak to this Club of 7, and we increased the size to 2500 students, and right now there is a registration of 2650 students for this Vikasa National Conference. And I would also like to address, yesterday we had a power pack sessions, one of Sneh Desai, another of Surbhi Gandhi, and another motivational sessions was also there. Yesterday, past director of Reliance Industries, Rakesh Agrawal sir was also there to address her. And all the students have enjoyed for the same. Tireless efforts of Chairman sir, Sunil sir, and Secretary Sunit Bhai. Because of that, the whole conference is shining. Friends, MOC तो बोलेंगे, MOC तो बोलेंगे, लेकिन मैं एक चीज वो भी बोलना चाहता हूं, जिनका शेड्यूल वीक में 7 दिन होते हैं, लेकिन वो 7 दिन में मोर देन 10 सिटीज या कंट्रीज जो कवर करते हैं, ऐसे हमारे इमीडिएट पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट है. Yesterday, he was at Bombay. He was addressing to our Women Conference in Mumbai. Day before yesterday, he was at Bangalore. So his schedule is very tight. Today morning, he landed. He told, in the morning, I got a call from him. Rinkesh bhai, kharakhar, it's a very tight schedule. I told, sir, all the students are waiting for you. You have to come. And I must compliment, and let us join hands together to welcome our CA Aniket Talati sir, and we are inviting him in a moment with the proper music and other arrangement which the CA students have made. MOC, now please take a charge.
So guys, students, just got a question for you all. How many of you have presented a paper in the past or in this conference? Please raise your hands. Yes, so the persons who are raising the hands, one more question for you all. That do you think that you can also be a president of ICAI? Answers? Yes.
Well, a journey which can be inspiration for all of you and every other CA student present here. A journey from a paper presenter in a past national conference in Ahmedabad branch to president of ICAI in the tenure of 2023 and 24 is really an inspiration.
A journey from paper presenter of 2007 of Ahmedabad branch and the president of ICAI for the tenure 2023 and 24.
The one who has presented the new CA logo presenting the virtue of India in the same.
And yes, who has also bring the revolution in the CA syllabus and a journey from paper presenter to chairman of Ahmedabad branch to RCM, then CCM, and then none another president of ICAI.
Presenting immediate past president CA Aniket Talati sir. I would like to request CA Purushottam Khandelwal sir, CA Rinkesh Shah sir, and CA Sunil Sanghvi sir to please escort him.
Yes, so I'd like to request Aniket sir, C. Aniket Talati sir, to be felicitated by all the dignitaries on the dais.
So fasten your seat belts. Now we have the most awaited speech of this day. Presenting CA Aniket Talati sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and a very good morning. Do I have the attention of the crowd, or we are still discussing the wonderful World Cup final that we won yesterday evening? I must, I think, begin by taking pride in complimenting the Indian cricket team. આજે મારો અવાજ બેસેલો છે કાલે બહુ ચીસો પાડી. Like all of you, we also enjoyed watching this historic World Cup final, and what a victory for India. And what a wonderful message for each one of you and each one of us to learn from this World Cup final. 36 runs, 32 balls. If you look at the statistics and the percentage win calculator, 90% chance for South Africa to win, 10% chance for India to win. But what was truly heartening for me to see yesterday evening, and I hope all of you take this message with you, as I have also personally taken this message. Haar nahi manunga. You should not accept defeat. The team believed in itself, and what a turnaround that happened in the last 3 overs. I think a huge message for all of you who are pursuing chartered accountancy. If there is one thing that you must take away from last night, besides of course the fact that we are world champions and we won the World Cup, it is one important fact that you should never ever in life accept defeat. I have had that experience. I can share with you, in 2008 when I gave my CA final exam, like many of you, and I saw the students who are here, students are from foundation, from intermediate, in your entire life, you would never have had a bad paper. When you came home, the question was whether I will get 70, whether I'll get 80 or I'll get 90%. And CA examination is one such occasion and one such examination that many of us fail, that failure is knocking the door for the first time. I myself also had that experience. I distinctly remember I gave the examination in 2008, came home. My father at that point had finished his term as the president but was in the council. And as many of you would have had the experience, I came home, tore the question paper, threw everything away, abused the institute like so many of you would have, abused all the central council members, which included my father, and I said, why do you even take the exam? તમે લોકોને બધાને ફેલ જ કરવા છે તો શું કામ આવા પેપર બનાવતા હશો? And all that, anxiety, fear, and of course worry that you have while giving the examination. And I think very similar feelings yesterday when India was playing, when batting was looking so easy that the spinners were being hit. The two main bowlers of India during the tournament, Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel, who were unbeatable, unplayable, and took the highest number of wickets, yet were being easily hit out of the park. Similar to what will happen to you when you give your examination. You think I am excellent in accounts, I have tremendous grip over costing, and these will be my high scoring papers. And yet you will come back and you will have the same feeling that they had yesterday. Your strongest paper become your weakest. And then my dear friends, always think of last night, of how India was able to overcome this challenge. The world wrote them off. You could have seen Twitter, social media, all friends, everybody in Pakistan especially, you could look at social media, had written off India and had started celebrating. And then came those 3 wonderful overs, the last 3 overs which changed the match. Similarly for you, now in the new course, you have 3 subjects in each group. And let each of these 3 subjects in each group be those last 3 overs of last World Cup match. Make sure that you have each of these papers as Hardik, Bumrah and Arshdeep, who bowled the best overs of their life and made sure that they brought the World Cup home. And I am confident all of you will bring this CA degree home, and let this be the biggest message of last evening as I begin my address to all of you. The Honorable Chairman of Board of Studies, Rajkumar Adukia ji, let me tell you, and I speak from my heart, friends, this very venue last year when I was the president of the institute, we had the governor of the state come over as the chief guest, and we organized the International Student Conference. The conference was organized, it was approved by the Board of Studies and the Council, and the event was a grand success. This year, we were following up with the institute to finish all the pending issues with regards to the International Student Conference. I think Purushottam Bhai was the conference director, and he was finding it very difficult. The officers had changed, the staff had changed, and he was finding it difficult to go through the crystal maze and get all the approvals. But I think one man in whose heart students live and who truly is dedicated for the cause of our students. And I was told today he was bold enough to display his entire mobile number on screen so that you can personally call him. Look at his love, adulation, admiration and love and respect for all of you, that he wants you to have his mobile number so that if ever you get stuck, you can call him personally in all the issues. And I think it was that attitude of his through which we cleared, of course, the entire international conference. And this year again, when we went to him, Purushottam Bhai and myself, for the national conference, in a matter of 5 seconds, he approved that yes, if it's Ahmedabad, it must have the largest conference. And I'm truly delighted. Special thanks to Purushottam Bhai, Sunil Sangvi ji and Rinkesh Bhai and the entire team of Vikasa. Today we have one of the largest national conference that is happening in the entire country. So compliments to all of you for creating this record. Let me also give you a small anecdote. Some of you would have heard when I was being introduced, I had the opportunity to present the paper in the 2007 Students' Conference. I was a student back then. Like many of you, and I see many boys who are sitting at the back behind the pillar, definitely cannot see the screen and are least interested in looking at the screen also, are enjoying amongst themselves and come to the conference to enjoy 2 days of socializing and meeting their friends. I think similarly, I had an experience in 2006 when I was a normal participant of a student conference and simply attended. Later that year, I got a call from a Central Council member in Mumbai who called me and said that, Mr. Talati, why don't you present a paper in the National Conference of Students which is happening in Ahmedabad? Until that day, I did not know what a paper is and what does it mean to present a paper. I casually, because as a council member had called me, answered the call and said, yes, sir, thank you very much. So nice of you. You have motivated me. And I kept down the phone, thinking that a council member is probably never going to remember this again, and I will patli gali se nikal jaunga. Again, after 4 days, he called me and he says, how is the preparation for your paper going? And I said, yes, sir, I've started working. Then I immediately looked at the brochure. There was going to be a paper on the LLP bill. The Limited Liability Partnership Act, as it stands today, was only a bill back then. So I said, sir, ye interesting lag raha hai. I'll try and prepare a paper on this. Aur ye karke I bought some time. He again called me 2 days later. He says, your paper is still not submitted with the Board of Studies. Where are you exactly? Come and meet me. फिर मेरे को समझ में आ गया, अभी छटक नहीं पाऊंगा, पेपर लिखना पड़ेगा, प्रेजेंट करना पड़ेगा, बनाना पड़ेगा. I wrote the paper, put it on computer, printed it, submitted to the Board of Studies, and as my fortune would have it, I got selected. Got the opportunity to come and present the paper in 2007 as a paper presenter. And the council member at that time, ladies and gentlemen, who ensured that I took the first step in the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and its administration was none other than Mr. Rajkumar Adukia, who's sitting in front of you. So for those who think that, yes, I am today attending as a participant, next year I want to become a paper presenter, please do it. You have a wonderful mentor in Adukia ji. Next year, I would encourage you to become a part of the Vikasa team if possible. Purushottam Bhai is here, Rinkesh Bhai is here. They both were a part of the managing committee of that national conference which happened. Subsequent to that, of course, I got the opportunity to become a member. And along with Purushottam Khandelwal ji, both of us contested the branch elections. He became chairman in 2013. I got the privilege in 2014. We both went to the regional council together, spent 3 years from 2016 to 19 in the regional council. In 19, I entered the central council, and 22 is when Purushottam Bhai also joined me in the central council. And but for the great support that I have received from Adukia ji, and of course, my very dear and special friend Purushottam Khandelwal ji, I would not have become the vice president and president of the institute. So Purushottam Bhai, truly you have been a great, great mentor, friend, and administrator. And for all of you who are looking for inspiration, a person who has come from a small village in Rajasthan, came to Gujarat with nothing but a small bag, did his college here, pursued chartered accountancy, and today sits as a central council member, one of 32 members making decisions for the chartered accountants, members and students. I think 2 great stories of inspiration in front of you. And Purushottam Bhai, truly you are an inspiration for these students. I request all of you, give him a big round of applause. Yes, from a small town in Rajasthan to today a central council member. For the first time, Ahmedabad has 2 council members in the central council and 3 from Gujarat. Truly a wonderful story and inspiration for all of you. To the team Ahmedabad branch, Sunil Bhai, Rinkesh Bhai, the entire Vikasa team, I always say this. The student conference, my dear friends, is for the students, by the students, and of the students. It is of the students because you make this conference what it is today. It is your participation in this great numbers that makes it historic. It is for you because all the topics that have been selected over the 2 days are to ensure that when the institute's course curriculum is of distant learning, when you don't get the opportunity to be in college or in university or on campus, we want to make sure that how you get the best learnings of this wonderful course as well as soft skill development that is extremely important for yourself. And finally, it is by the students because it is totally organized by the students of Vikasa. So big round of applause to the entire Vikasa team which has made this event possible. You see them here in the first row. You have seen them around organizing lunch, organizing your social events. Truly, this is one platform which gives you the opportunity to develop your management skills. My dear friends, किसी यंग बच्चे से या यंग चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट से किसी ने पूछा, एक यंग चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट से किसी ने पूछा कि भैया चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी करने में कितने रुपए लगते हैं, सीए करने में कितने रुपए लगते हैं? उसने जवाब क्या दिया? रुपए तो कम लगते हैं, जवानी पूरी लग जाती है. आप लोगों ने इस कोर्स को चुना है. You have decided that yes, I am going to pursue this course and try to earn the 2 coveted alphabets of CA before my name. And believe me, these 2 alphabets of trust, once put in front of your name, give you tremendous recognition, tremendous pride to you, and more importantly, I wish you see that day, because I have had the privilege of becoming the president and signing the results of May and November. And I see it when I call the first 3 rankers, because before the result is uploaded online, it is the duty of the president to, of course, after signing the result, call the first 3 All India rank holders, inform that you are AIR 1, AIR 2, AIR 3. And that moment, I think when the father of the chartered accountant, who has put in his entire life savings, and your parents, your fathers are doing that for you, they may be sacrificing on their comfort some of the luxuries that they can enjoy so that you are able to pursue this course. But my dear friends, that moment when you open caresults.nic.in and see those result marks in front of you, your mother will cry unconsolably, and those tears are going to be something which will be worthwhile all the efforts. My best wishes to each one of you that you get to see that tremendous moment in your life when your father proudly walks out and says, "Mera beta CA ban gaya." When your mother has tears in her eyes and sees her dream of seeing you as a chartered accountant getting fulfilled. And that is going to be possible if each of you put in your efforts. It is truly priceless. Like I said, it's a very, very economical course. Today, those of you who would have read the Ahmedabad Mirror and Times of India, medical college fees of Ahmedabad and Gujarat have been increased by 87% in 1 year. Compare this course to any other profession. And I don't mean to demean any other profession in this world. They are all great and have their own standing. But where in this world can you find a course that for 75,000 rupees, starting from foundation to final, and that too if you come from an economically backward society, apply for scholarship and the entire fees is borne by the institute. For such a low cost, you get one of the most highly coveted degrees and the most respected qualifications in the world. Today, if you want to become a chartered accountant and you qualify, you are no longer just recognized in India. Go to the Middle East. When you go to the United Arab Emirates, go to Dubai, go to Abu Dhabi. You go to other countries in the Gulf, go to Muscat, go to Oman, go to any other country which is there in the Middle East. And I challenge you, if you open the door which says CFO of the company, 7 out of 10 CFOs in the Middle East are Indian chartered accountants. That is the kind of presence our chartered accountants have. Today we talk about electronic vehicles, we talk about EV and batteries. The biggest EV manufacturing car company in the world is Tesla. You all know about it, you know about Elon Musk because of course, the social media platform X, which you extensively have been using. I am aware I get tagged a lot of times. My colleagues also get tagged a lot of times, and the wonderful words that you use for us. But having said that, if you look at Tesla and Elon Musk's company, who is the CFO of Tesla today? It is not an MBA from the top management college. He is not somebody with a foreign education or a qualification, but he is a chartered accountant of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, who is today the CFO of Tesla. In India too, the top CFOs of top listed companies are chartered accountants. The respect that you have today, the command and the adulation that you will enjoy across the globe, believe me friends, is second to none. I had the opportunity as the president of the institute to visit so many countries, to present at the IFAC board, at the CAPA board. Only last year I got the opportunity to be in the United States. The AICPA, which is considered to be the largest accounting body for so many years. Of course, America as an economy is the largest economy, and their accountants are revered across the globe. But when I went there last year, I was greeted by the CEO of AICPA, and the first words she told me were, Mr. Talati, Mr. President, your chartered accountant is the best in the world and is one of the finest products that is there globally. That is the kind of recognition our chartered accountants are enjoying in the world. So be extremely proud of this very important qualification that you are going to earn. But my request and urge to you also, as the topic which has been given to me is expectations of the government from chartered accountants. Today, my dear friends, it is not just the governments that have an expectation from you. Your parents, like I started, have a great expectation from you. Please be mindful of the fact you are doing this course, which is respected, revered, and honored by everyone. Don't ever do something in your life after becoming a chartered accountant that when your father opens the newspaper or your mother looks at the newspaper and she has to read, CA so-and-so did this. Because that will be the saddest day for them and extremely sad day for us at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Be very, very mindful of the fact that you are pursuing a profession. If it is economic reward, if it is money that you are after, my request to you would be there are many courses in this country and this world that you can do. Yes, you will be economically rewarded. Yes, you will have an excellent salary, a pay package. You will have a great practice if you choose to be a chartered accountant in practice. But what is extremely important is that you are choosing a profession over business. Many people ask me, what is the difference between a profession and business? For businessmen, it is profit at all cost. You have to make profit, and whatever is required to make that bottom line is allowed, is permitted, and is acceptable. But for professionals, it is not profit at any cost. What distinguishes a chartered accountant and a professional from a businessman is that we follow a very stringent code of ethics. And therefore, my request and urge to all of you, as I speak to you about the expectations of the government, of society, of regulators, of the institution which is going to give you this degree, the ICAI, but most importantly of your parents, of your family, is that you live by a very strong code of conduct and a code of ethics. This is imbibed in each one of you. Please make sure that when you qualify, don't choose the shortcut in life. There will be people who will come and say, you sign it for this much, please let this go, and we will be able to compensate you. Don't go for those shortcuts. It is this brand of chartered accountancy, the efforts that have been put in by 3 generations of chartered accountants prior to us, from 1949 till today. And what a wonderful day for you today to celebrate. We are on 30th of June, 2024. You know when the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India was established? 1st July 1949. So as the year begins on 1st Jan and ends on 31st December, as the financial year begins on 1st April and ends on 31st of March, our institute's journey of 75 years began on 1st of July 1949, and today exactly at this hour, 30th June 2024, the institute completes 75 years. It's a historic moment we are all proud of. And therefore, whatever you do in life, always be mindful that it is this 75 years of trust, 75 saal vishwas ke, the efforts and the life lived by 3 generations of chartered accountants, which is giving you this respect. It is the conduct of chartered accountants who have become members prior to you, the way they have lived their life, the way they have conducted themselves, the way they have followed the code of ethics. That is what is deriving the respect of those 2 alphabets of trust before your name. Always, always abide by the code of ethics. Second, and very importantly, because I am seeing all of you today in Sunday, and so happy to see my Vikasa team, all of them in blazers and suits. I also today morning was relaxed as Rinkesh Bhai called me. I was told that the Chairman Board of Studies was going to be here, so I requested him that he is the Chairman Board of Studies. There have been so many changes that have been made to the CA course. Let Sir address all the students let their queries get resolved, and I will stay at home and be relaxed. But he, being my dear friend, of course, chairman of ICASA, insisted that no, you must be here for the conference. Purushottam Bhai also called me and said in the morning that please come and motivate the students. And I said, okay. And as soon as I decided about coming, I could have decided to come in my jeans and t-shirt, as I was wearing on a Sunday morning. And as I see many of you wearing today. But very, very important message that I want to give you. Very important message that I want to give you. Imagine a situation, close your eyes for a moment, and I hope this doesn't happen, but close your eyes for a moment and imagine a situation that you are on your two-wheeler. You are on this flyover of SP Ring Road. And I hope this doesn't happen, God forbid. But imagine for a minute that you are going down the flyover and you have a small accident. There is a colleague of yours who's doing articleship with you. He falls down, gets injured. Immediately you call 108, an ambulance arrives at the spot. What will you do? You will take your friend to the ambulance and immediately take him to the closest hospital. For a moment, let's assume Zydus Hospital is nearby, you take him there. You get him admitted. And at the counter, you see the person who's creating the file says, yes, we are going to get a doctor for you to qualify and who's going to then examine this friend of yours, give all the treatment. He further goes on to say that this doctor is no ordinary doctor. He stood all India first in AIIMS, after which he went to Oxford to do his specialization, went to Harvard for his master's, practiced in the United States, and today he has joined us and is one of the best surgeons to take care of your friend. You open the door, the operation theater comes, and there comes the doctor in torn jeans, in a t-shirt, with tattoo, with both headphones. Yo, operation time, man, let's do it. What is going to be your reaction? Will you hand over your friend who has suffered this accident, mind you, to a gentleman who was qualified from AIIMS, from Oxford and Harvard? Let me tell you the answer. You probably will say, no, let me think of another doctor. Desi doctor chali jase, પણ આ ભાઈ જોડે આપણે experiment નથી કરવો. I don't want to risk my friend's life to this guy. Why? The answer is simple, my dear friends. The perception in your eyes of a doctor when you go into the operation theater is of a man who wears an apron, is of a man who is serious because he's going to cut your body parts and do a surgery on you. Similarly, if you go to the court and you hand your brief to a lawyer, you want him to be in his black robe, not somebody who's wearing short t-shirts with a tattoo and moving around, dancing and saying, I'll appear for you. Similarly for you, my dear friends, you are expected to be the financial custodians of tomorrow. You are expected to sign a balance sheet, maybe on the right side as a CFO, or maybe on the left side as the auditor of the financial statement. And on your signature, all the shareholders will rely. All the financial institutions, banks, mutual funds who have invested in the company, they will rely. On your signature will the government rely. On your signature, regulators such as SEBI, RBI, MCA, NFRA, ICAI, all of us will rely. And therefore, when somebody is there to give you that professional assignment, he will expect that I'm dealing with a professional. Therefore, my request and urge to all of you will be, you will have batchmates who are doing Bachelor of Commerce with you. You will have friends who would like to live the Gen Z life, who would like to enjoy wearing the clothes and living the life that, of course, at your age, many would aspire to. But it is extremely important for all of you to appreciate and understand you are today pursuing a professional course. And though it may be okay for you to wear that on an evening with friends or socializing, it is also extremely important for you to understand that when you come to the office, when you come to a conference like this, be professionally dressed, dress to impress. Because as I have learned from my father, there are only three important aspects. A man or woman is known by his dress, address, and dash. It is your dress which matters, how you dress yourself. If you say, I am Aniket Talati, chartered accountant, Andheri Gali, Smashan Ghat ke piche, that address is not going to inspire. But if I say Aniket Talati, Ashram Road opposite income tax, that's the address that can impress. And carry a dashing personality for yourself. Dress, address and dash, very, very important factors for you to conduct yourself. So the expectations of the government, of the regulators, is that you conduct yourself with the highest code of ethics. Present yourself professionally. And of course, always, always, always remember that you are carrying these two alphabets of trust with you. Keep updated. It is not an end of the journey when you clear your examination. It's in fact the start of your journey. You had a wonderful session on artificial intelligence. When you people become chartered accountants, when you become professionals, it's going to be extremely important for you also that you learn and keep updated yourself. You will have the tools to do that, but always have that hunger in you when you qualify to keep reading and keep updating yourselves. And finally, friends, as I know there is another session before you have your lunch with you, my request and urge to all of you as you attend this national conference, as you sit here in Ahmedabad today on the 30th of June, very, very important for all of you to understand. In this hall, and you may not realize it today, when Jasprit Bumrah was in Ahmedabad and playing for Diwan Ballubhai, when he was playing cricket, he could not have imagined in his life that he'll be bowling the 17th over of the World Cup final. It is when that is achieved, when you become that position, you realize, my God, I have achieved so much. Similarly, your next session is going to be on the equity market. I remember when I was in college, my friend's father used to be active in the market and he told him, जिस दिन Nifty 5,000 cross कर गया, तो जो गाड़ी मांगेगा दिला दूंगा. Today Nifty is at 25,000. When Nifty was crossing 5,000, we couldn't imagine Nifty will be 5,000. Today it's 25,000. When all of you are accomplished chartered accountants, you probably will have Nifty at 3 lakhs. When you achieve it is when you are able to realize that yes, ye ho sakta tha. Similarly, to all of you in this room, I say that with 100% confidence, amongst you is the next CFO of the biggest listed companies of Ahmedabad. Amongst you is the CFO of Adani. Amongst you is the CFO of Torrent Pharmaceuticals and Torrent Powers. Amongst you is the CFO of Amul or of AIA, of Elecon or of the largest companies of Gujarat. You today don't realize it, but amongst you are the biggest partners of the largest multinational accounting companies. Amongst you are the future partners of the biggest accounting firms of Ahmedabad. You will not realize it today, but 25 years from now, when you look back and go back and see who was the participants in this 2300 mega student conference, you will have amongst you these participants and these leaders. And therefore it is very important, my request and urge to all of you, connect with each other. Don't just sit with your friends and colleagues. You have been each given a lanyard. Can you show me that lanyard which is you are wearing, जो गले में पहना है? वो क्यों पहना है? इसीलिए नहीं पहना है कि आप खुद का नाम पढ़ सको. इसीलिए नहीं पहना है कि आपको खाने की प्लेट तभी मिलेगी कि आपने लैनियार्ड पहना है कि नहीं. ये लैनियार्ड इसके लिए दिया है कि आप एक दूसरे से मिलो, इंक्वायर, नेटवर्क, मीट विथ ईच अदर. Not necessarily only with the people of the opposite gender, though I know it will be attractive for you. Try and do it also with your people of the same gender, because like I said, amongst you are the future achievers, amongst you are the future partners, amongst you are the future CFOs. And today when India is writing its startup history, when the Institute conducted Startup Sphere for 3 days, we are no longer just virtual CFOs and consultants and valuers. We are no longer just advising on private equity and IPO, but we are also co-founders, entrepreneurs, and the unicorn creators of this country. And those are amongst yourself. Make sure that you make the most of this conference, network amongst yourself, have LinkedIn, use social media, use technology, interact amongst yourself, because when you qualify, and for those of you who select to opt for a certificate of practice and form your own firm, amongst you is going to be your first client, amongst you are going to be the accounts officers, the finance professionals of the best companies of the world. This is where your networking will begin. This is where your earning will begin. ગુજરાતીમાં કહેવાય છે, I'm sure અડુકિયા સાહેબે તમને બધાને કીધું હશે, સૌથી મોટી ખાણ ઓળખાણ, सबसे बड़ी खान पहचान. आप सबके लिए networking is going to be of extreme importance. Utilize this wonderful platform that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has given you through the Board of Studies. Meet amongst yourself, network, grow yourselves, and together also grow the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Because as I always say in the end, you may feel ICAI is doing this, ICAI is not doing that. And the only thing that I say to those students is, who is ICAI? Kaun hai ICAI? I am the I in ICAI. शुरुआत भी आपसे, अंत भी आपसे, इंस्टीट्यूट भी आप, इंडिया भी आप. जय हिंद, जय ICAI.
Yes, friends, I would like to, before going for a formal vote of thanks, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ ऐसी है कि अनिकेत सर के प्रेसिडेंट टर्म में काफ़ी सारे इनोवेशन हुए हैं. I requested Aniket sir to, say something about that also. लेकिन because of lack of time, but I request few things. I request our beloved CCM sir to highlight those few things which was passed in his terms and few innovative ideas. So please.
Respected immediate past president of ICAI, Aniket Talati, chairman of the BOS, Rajkumar Adukia ji, Sunil Bhai chairman, Rinkesh Bhai, Swaram. I got an opportunity to work with the immediate past president of ICAI for 15 years. When he presented paper in 2007, I was working in the institute. His father was a president, then president to institute. He's done a lot of work for the institute. Yesterday I give the brief that because of his dedicated efforts, Ahmedabad branch get an 152,000 square feet building in Ahmedabad. He is the main behind the brand ICAI. With the triangular logo, ICAI India. The logo has been given by Sunil Bhai, but he improvised the logo and he's given the CA India. He's done a lot of MRL and MRA with many countries. And I will give the one instance. We were in the World Congress because of his international branding. Singapore and we were talking to each other that कुछ पेपर आप एग्जाम करो, कुछ हम करें और एक दूसरों को डिग्री देते हैं. लेकिन उनको ऐसा लगता कि अगर भारत के सब सीए वहाँ जाएंगे तो उनका आइसलैंड डूब जाएगा. जब वो वर्ल्ड कांग्रेस में वहाँ पे आए और उन्होंने देखा कि ये बीकेसी बिल्डिंग के नीचे खड़े थे कि एक ऐसी बिल्डिंग है तो उन्होंने बोला लॉट ऑफ प्राइड, ऐसी हमारे पास 150 बिल्डिंग है. और सिंगापुर में हम गए लास्ट ईयर 2 बार, इन्होंने मुझे मौका दिया वहाँ जाने का, सिर्फ एक फ्लोर ही है. तो जब ये 12 फरवरी को प्रेसिडेंट बने तब सिंगापुर से एक मेल आता है कि जो भी 6 महीने से ज़्यादा सिंगापुर में रहे उनको इक्वल राइट देंगे जो सिंगापुर इंस्टीट्यूट के मेंबर्स को है. तो वो बोलते हैं जो लोग देते थे ना जवाब उनके सलाम आने लगे, वक्त बदल गया तो नीम के पेड़ पर आम आने लगे. थैंक यू सो मच.
CA Aniket Talati, a brand in himself. He has always been a pillar to our home branch and now also to the whole institute all over the nation. So I'd just like to make 6 things to learn from him out of the letters of his name. First and the most important, A, adorn yourself with confidence, because it is the most important weapon that one can use to make a personality and an impression on others. N, never say no to adventures. As Sir has always been famous to travel all around the nation and the world for various conferences and meetings, we should always learn from him that we should never say no to adventures because they are the ones that keep us alive. I, ignite your life with new possibilities. You never know that what will be served on your plate next. K, knowledge is power and you should use it correctly. Learn how to use it correctly. E, I've made a short line, not a thing to learn, but from E, East Hoya West, Aniket Talati is the best. And last, T. Think big and aim high. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us with your kind words. And I would now like to invite Suneet Shah, sir, the Secretary of ICAI Ahmedabad, to join us for a group photo.
Vikasa office bearers, all MCFs of Vikasa, please come on the dais for the group photo with the IPB.